right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. We've been learning a lot of cool things about the community known as On Top of the World. And gosh, I've been familiar with that community since it was a little community. Now it is anything but little. Robert Colen is in the studio. He is one of the managers for On Top of the World Communities, and he brought as his guest Jo Salyers. She is the general manager for Circle Square Commons, and my goodness, that's a great place to go for entertainment. I think that's our topic today, as a matter of fact. Good morning, Robert, and good morning, Jo. Nice to see you again, Robert, and nice to meet you.
Yes.
Wow, how did you guys do? I know Robert came in after the storm. And by the way, did you hear the broadcast we did that day?
Yes.
It had a little bit of a phone line sound to it, didn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, but not bad. Not bad.
It was good.
It was a real good thing. Okay. Well, anyway, so Jo, thank you for coming in.
Appreciate it for the opportunity.
Are you like the activities director for the On Top of the World?
Well, I do a lot of things as general manager, and we overall I oversee the operation of all the buildings out at Circle Square Commons. The main things are the Ranch Fitness Center and Spa, the Cultural Center, and Master the Possibilities. And those are some of our resident amenities, but they're the only ones that are located outside the gates of On Top of the World and are open to the general public. So that's why you see ticket sales for the Cultural Center, advertising for the Ranch, or also for Master the Possibilities.
Do you know, I love the idea of Master the Possibilities.
Isn't it awesome?
I love it because, we're always encouraging young people, you can do anything. You could be anything you want to be. You have your whole life ahead of you. But you're doing that same thing with people who've already lived their lives and still have more to live.
Absolutely. And we give all the credit for that program to Margaret Spontak, who's operated that for us for the last almost 3 years.
Is that right? Wow.
And she's just a fabulous community leader and has done an awesome job in expanding the reach of what that program can offer. And for all of you out there listening, please check it out, Master the Possibilities. Go online, and you'll just be amazed at the depth of and breadth of the classes that are offered there. It's not learning light. It's very current and relevant topics.
Another thing I want to compliment you on is this. When we were kids, every year, Robert might be too young for this, but every year, Wizard of Oz came on TV.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes, watch it right after Christmas.
Yes, and while you might think that was a great thing, I often thought, well, couldn't we have something else? It's like, here it is again. It's like, and a lot of organizations kind of fall into that routine was, wow, this worked last time. Let's do it exactly the same next time. And eventually, nobody shows up or
exactly.
People, right?
Yes.
So you guys have figured out a way to think, well, what can we do different?
Yeah, we're always trying to keep it fresh. And we were just talking out in the lobby to Joe about, he said, y'all used to do the Italian Fest on the town square. And I said, well, once it gets, where people are used to it, then they get bored and we don't get the attendance.
Oh my gosh, that kind of thinking right there is everything.
So we go on to something else. We've had the Flying Walindas on the town square.
Yeah, they were fabulous.
Yes.
Yeah,
we've had log rolling contests by lumberjacks where they bring their own pool.
Really?
We've had dancing dogs. We've had every kind of band and music genre that you can imagine. So we really try on the town square to change it up into things that can be outdoor and are fitting for the outdoors.
Yeah, it is nice to have something different, and what it is an attractant also, because people from all over will go to you because you've got something unique, something fun,
right?
And kind of a way to say, hey, let's do something fun and in a safe environment.
While we have entertainment and music on the town square every Friday night, that's typically most attended by our residents. But then we expand out and do different festivals throughout the year, and that really draws in a much broader audience from the surrounding community of Greater Ocala.
Is there anything in the future, maybe looking 5 years down the road, that you can see that's not there right now? Is there a theater in the works, or?
Well, there's two things. The town square is one entity, but right next door to it is the Cultural Center, the Circle Square Cultural Center. And that's where we really have all of our big indoor
Got a lot of good
shows.
things in there. Yeah.
Right, and we've. I think that you probably know in recent years we invited Kevin Costner,
Right.
and Modern West, his band, to play. We've hosted Three Dog Night, Willie Nelson, the Smothers Brothers, Judy Collins, Don McLean. The Lettermen are coming back in 18. Tony Orlando. Kingston Trio will be back this year as well. Charo's been there, the association.
Wow.
So we've actually been providing this entertainment we're going into our 11th year.
Wow, that's
And
amazing.
those are just a few of the famous names.
That's amazing. So does working with famous people present its own set of challenges for you? Like,
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It really is a lot of fun. As part of the the Possibilities, our little team at the Cultural Center will do backstage tours for our residents.
oh, okay.
And,
Okay.
the things that they love are to hear the stories of what we experience with the talent. And so, they just get a real big kick out of.
Tell us one. Tell us a story.
I should have brought, so one of the biggest parts of our backstage tour that we do is we tell people what's included in some of the performers' riders.
Oh my gosh!
Yes.
All right. I want to hear. Tell me just one.
So,
I don't even want to name one because you probably have something better than I'm thinking.
well, Willie Nelson, everybody thinks that
I had
he's
a feeling.
very famous for something.
Right.
Smell that.
And that really couldn't be, maybe in his younger days, but,
That wasn't true.
he's not, that wasn't an issue.
Oh, okay.
What is most predominant in his rider is the fact that he wants all health food, natural, organic.
Oh, really?
Yes, everything is totally healthy and
Well, that might explain why he's still going.
turkey
strong,
bacon and everything like that.
Oh, really? Really?
So, and it's when you have to provide those things, what happens is when the buses roll in, the road manager will get off and he'll say, come to us and say, okay, do you have all the bus supplies ready? And we have it all piled up and there, organized. And so we take it out onto the bus. Well, so I got to go on Willie Nelson's bus. It's lovely, granite countertops,
Wow.
beautiful.
Are you going to get one now?
No.
No.
No, the gas would kill
But if he lived it on top of the world, he couldn't park it in his yard, right?
That's right.
There's no special place to park it,
You'd have to go
right?
to RV parking. That's another department.
It's kind of funny.
But when I got on the bus with all that stuff, what was interesting, it was loaded with tons and tons of all that stuff. So I have a theory about what performers do with all that stuff that's in their riders that they require from each venue that they go to. They take it home and they don't have to grocery shop for it. Because there's,
It's a
they're
little
not
perk of
using
the job,
it at your
Little
site.
Perk of the job. So that's kind of fun information.
Yes.
So how do you become a member of the Master the Possibilities? What do you need to do?
Well, so Master the Possibilities, you just go online to masterthepossibilities.org and you can see what classes are available there. The website for the Cultural Center is csculturalcenter.com, and you can see all the shows and what we have coming up and purchase tickets also. And our box office is also open from 11 to 2 every day at the Cultural Center.
You print out a wonderful booklet with everything for Master the Possibilities. They have all of the guest speakers, like every quarter we see one. You have all of the guest speakers, what their topics are.
Right.
If it's if there's a minimal charge or if it's free,
Right.
and it's really, and the times, it's very concise and it's really, really exciting to go through that booklet.
Thank you. And like I said, I credit all that to Margaret Spontek. She's the Director of Education for Master the Possibilities.
The Robin had told me you have a farmer's market?
Yes,
Is
every
that-
Thursday from 9 to 1, we have a farmer's market out there. And we actually started it 10 years ago. We have hung in there through thick and thin. and I'm happy to say that it's still going on Thursdays. It's really more of a resident amenity now because I feel that, there's been huge success with the downtown market on Saturdays, but we've been able to, provide it every Thursday for our residents, and they really like it, and they can come out and get fresh produce and whatever they need for
It's a social time too, I think, for a lot of people.
Yeah, and there's people out there with their dogs and they're visiting, and the ice cream shop is open, and
Part of the fun of living in Florida, right?
Right.
And they drive their golf cart up there.
Yes,
And,
yes.
And that's what's really wonderful. I mean, that the Commons area, Larry and I have been there to a couple of the events, a couple of the bands that played. People come, they bring their own coolers with their sandwiches and beverages. They have their dogs there. There were families there. That one night we went, there was this little boy, he was about 4, I guess, and he just wanted to dance. So
Right.
he
Oh,
went
yeah,
out in the
remember
middle
him?
and danced.
Oh my gosh,
and,
yes,
and the
yes.
ladies that were there watching, they got up from their chairs and they went out there and danced with him, and it was just
He was one of the few males out
That's
there, by the
fun.
way.
Was it one of your kids?
Yeah, I noticed the men, myself included, we just kind of stayed put.
Yeah.
It was ladies, except for that one little boy. He was like one of the few
he
males.
was so adorable, and just everybody was conversing with each other, and you've got the chairs that you can put anywhere. You
Right.
don't have to leave them stationary.
We provide
friendly
chairs.
feeling,
we,
yeah.
virtually provide anything, umbrellas, lots of tables and chairs, and you could, like you said, you can bring your own chairs. You can bring a cooler out onto the town square. We're fine with that. And people just really have a good time.
So how do you do the part of your job? I'm not saying the entire day, but I mean, how do you do the part of your job that requires you to think creatively? What do you do? I mean, do you shower real cold water or something?
Well, Robert will tell you, that anyone that knows me, you never really stop thinking.
That's a good thing.
You never really stop thinking about what is the next thing.
What's the
what
next-
is the next thing?
And how do you
Planning
is there a
down
way
the
to
road.
test it, or like for example, let's say you have an idea, and you're thinking, I wonder how popular this will be. I know that the theaters in town do this all the time. Should we have this play? Will the people show up to it?
Right.
How do you kind of test market it?
Well, we have 10 years of success and being able to pick and choose and learn what people like. Although, at On Top of the World, we have retirees in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. So we have to think very broadly in terms of what we bring. So we really try and mix it up. So, the Mystics may not be popular with the people who really liked the Woodstock group, or the people who like Frankie Avalon probably wouldn't be thrilled with Kevin Costner. Or so what we try to do is offer a lot of different things.
Oh, okay,
to
okay.
appeal
Yeah, that makes sense.
broadly.
Yeah.
And of course, there are budgets and what we think we can generate on ticket sales. And working for Ken Colen, we have the opportunity to succeed and fail. He has, I'll say, I want to bring Kevin Costner. And he'll say, who? I thought he was an actor. I didn't know he played music.
Well, that's good.
So
Very
but
good.
he says, go for it. Let's give it a try.
Yeah,
And,
How was that show? Did you see that show?
Did I see that show? Are you
She works
kidding?
it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay,
We work the shows in addition to.
Okay, I didn't. Okay, so how was it? And how did he do as a singer?
He's a lovely person. I know how that sounds.
Yes, it didn't sound good.
But he's a lovely person. He's a really nice
That was good.
guy to
That was-
work with. He
Yeah,
worked the
yeah.
crowd very well.
I bet he did. Yeah.
He gets what he is, and he works it.
He has his own music and his own
Yeah,
songs.
yeah.
So
Monica
Yeah,
West-
not, and they're not on the radio. So
yeah.
Oh, I got you. We were listening to him in the production room. We had some kind of a link or something that we were listening to. Yeah, didn't sound too bad. I just was
People
curious.
just like to see him too at this point in that size venue.
Sure,
it was a great
sure,
thing.
yeah.
But where I was going was Ken Colen is a very big fan of Willie Nelson.
Ah, okay, okay.
You know, so sure, let's bring him. That was a no sell. So he was, and then he loved the Smothers Brothers.
Have you ever seen Tommy Smothers imitate Johnny Carson? I mean,
No.
it's like dead on. You got to look at that. It's probably. I don't know if he could still do it. I don't know if he's aged to the point where we can't do it. But he just.
He did Yo-Yo Man.
He did Yo-Yo Man?
Yeah, he
Oh,
did
wow.
Yo-Yo Man.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
We had him, and that was probably in, I think, 15 or 16. And we got them on one of their final shows before they retired. Yeah, so.
So, how do you get the word out? How do you spread the word about the different events? I mean, something like Willie Nelson might kind of do it by itself because he's so famous. But how do you
Well,
get the word out about the other things?
There's a lot that goes into, I mean, we work every single medium that we can. Of course, all of the social avenues. I mean, when we got word that we could get Willie Nelson, I only had 30 days to sell tickets.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
And we got him on a pickup because somebody canceled. We had been working a very long time to get Kevin Costner. We had 60 days to market him. And then you had that little hurdle of, oh, I didn't know he had a band. I just thought he was an actor. So we
Yeah,
had,
right,
we had
right, yeah, sure.
You know, every traditional media, radio, newspaper, we did some television, some cable. We have posters all over town, guys on our team.
Billboards.
Billboards go around, had a lot of billboards.
Yes, we do.
But they go around town and go into every Jiffy store, every place that will, you know,
Wow,
let us take, put out flyers, that sort of thing. It's everything that we can
And-
possibly do.
And you really do run the gamut for promoting everything. You've got all of the culture, you've got the singers, you've got dancers and things, and then you also get down to the nitty gritty with the Home Improvement Expo and things of that nature. And all of
Right.
the events you have encompasses all of the Marion County community.
Yes, and those are free events that typically take place in the spring. The Health and Wellness Expo, the Home Improvement Expo, and Hands Across the Highway, and then October we do the Arts and Craft Show is hosted, and that's a huge event. Spills out onto the town square, and
One of the things you're doing right now that's causing a buzz is that $100 raffle ticket to get a house.
yes, isn't
I
that
can't tell you
amazing?
how many calls we've had asking, how do you do this?
I
And
bought two. I'm going to let Robert talk about that.
I don't know. I know you've told us, Robert, about the genesis of this idea, but it's, I mean, $3.5 million to hospice, right?
Yeah, that's if we can sell all the tickets. So that's what we
Wow.
want people out there to do is realize this isn't just about winning a house, but it's also about helping hospice and
Helping
being
hospice.
and donating to
Yeah,
hospice.
yeah.
So, and you know, the time is running out. We've only got until October 31st to buy those tickets, and you really need to act now to get it. And it's really important because hospice provides amazing services for
Yes.
people in need.
Right.
At the, you know, I was listening to your guest the other day, as she says that their job is to welcome people home, to bring them home, and you know, to take them to that last stage of life. And we're all going to be there one day. And hospice provides that service, and
wow.
that's why you know we're
Kind of
such.
profound, isn't it? Welcome home.
It is. It really was. I listened to. That's why I struck
Yeah,
a note in me,
yeah,
and it
yeah.
was. But we're so dedicated to them. We provide. We help. We have a golf tournament, the Ocala Open, in the spring that helps to raise money for hospice, and we do other things. We've donated a lot of furniture and stuff to them throughout the years, and this event is really kind of the capstone of all that, is to really try to raise a lot of money for them to really help them provide the services that are important.
And the house that is going to be raffled off, do you provide all the appliances, like the washer and dryer and?
Yeah, everything's going to be in there,
Furnishings?
right up to the granite countertops and the remote control for the garage. Everything is going to be there, and it's a beautiful house. It's a 1,736 square foot house. It's roughly about a $240,000
Two-car garage.
two-car garage. A beautiful house in Indigo community. We're getting ready to build a new clubhouse over there. We already have one with a resort style pool and facility amenities that are inside the clubhouse.
Wow.
So it's
Talk about
really
it.
a great opportunity for people.
I mean, everything Joe Salyers sitting here has told us. you've got really developed the active community that people hope to live in when they move down to Florida, and many of them are transplants from somewhere else. And that's what you look for. You look for an active community, and the fact that you can do all the things you just said you're doing, I mean, that's outstanding. Not too many communities can do that.
Or if you want to not do those things, that's a possibility too. I mean, but there's there's the gamut from walking trails to dog parks to, all kinds of, there isn't anything that isn't there that you would,
Speaking of walking trails, how is the cleanup at
it's clean.
Yeah, Shalom Park.
Shalom Park. We reopened on Monday. Thank you for asking about Shalom Park. That's dear to my heart. So we still got sections of it that are closed, but we were able to reopen on Monday. We've had another crew came in to help clean up, including with ours, and it made significant progress.
Oh my gosh.
And we had received a press release about the Leaf series going to continue on October 15th, I think it is.
Right, and we'll be back to talk about the big Fun in the Park event that we're going to have in October too. We'll be back with Summer Best to talk about that.
Some of the another wonderful thing about the On Top of the World communities is that it feels safe when you go in there. That's a huge plus.
It's not just the guards that make you feel safe. It's the neighbors in your community, right?
Everybody watches out.
That's right. Everybody watches out for each other. And after the storm, we saw neighbors going in. They were helping to clear debris from around the doors and making sure that their neighbors were safe and helping them with the generator, making sure they didn't have it in the garage or something crazy. But it's part of that. And I was talking to a resident the other day, and they said to me they don't have kids, and they were really scared about being alone. And they didn't feel alone because they had their neighbors there. And that was really powerful.
Well, guys have done a really good job. I don't know what the psychologist behind it, but when you see little, like the medians with flowers in them, it just feels like a safe place. It's well lit. Everything is fresh paint on everything. So you guys keep up the maintenance on everything. It's part of all what makes it feel secure.
Thank you for noticing that.
And safe. Yeah. I mean, it's just a really nice,
that.
it's you know what? I compare it to Disney World, because you go into Disney World, everything is like, they just painted it yesterday, even though the place has been around since 1972 or whatever, right? But that's what you guys are doing. You're keeping up with it all. Yeah.
We have our whole community team of managers is very committed.
Well, I'm going to be your neighbor one day. I think I'm going to move.
He says that every week, and one day he's going to buy.
But another plus is that everyone there that are managers, like especially the two of you, you're easily accessible to everybody. There is no barrier between you and the people that live there.
And it starts at the top. Our people may not see Ken out in the community all the time in the greater Ocala community, but he's as simple to reach as picking up the phone and calling, and people are like, oh.
And he participates in some of the events too. He participates in some of the musical groups and acting and with the residents. So the Pretenders.
That is fun.
I have one more thing I want to bring up, and that is so as managers, we all participate in community-wide events, and one of the things I'm honored to be a part of is there's a committee working on a roast for Mary Britt of Mary Britt.
Oh, no.
How wonderful.
Yes, of 30 years of service.
Yeah?
Yes.
I couldn't do a roast. I can't be mean to Mary.
No. Nobody,
It's a roast?
It's a roast, and it's going to be at the Cultural Center on November 14th, 6 p.m.
How hard are you going to be on her?
I'm not personally. I'm just part of.
Oh my gosh!
She's so sweet.
Party committee. I know.
Did you ever see? B. Arthur, the roast?
Yes.
I don't think she knew she was going to be roasted. I thought she thought she was going to be honored.
Yes.
She looked horrified. Yeah. I couldn't do a roast. Oh my gosh.
Well, Mary's up for it. She's not retiring. This is honoring her commitment and dedication and 30 years of great shows. And it's also a fundraiser for OCT.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we'll be coming back to talk to y'all about that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Joe Salyers, there is another example of thinking outside the box and coming up with a really fun idea Even though I would cringe if I had to be part of it, I'll sit and watch and feel bad for Mary.
Larry, let's give the website for the house again.
Have all the websites. Homefreeprize.com.
Free price, or you can go to ontopoftheworld.com, and that's where to buy that ticket to donate to hospice as well.
And Joe, what the cultural center? What is?
www.csculturalcenter.com.
All right, very good. Joe Salyers, Robert Colen, always good to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in. Sounds like
welcome.
fun stuff happening on Top of the World.
Thank you.
All right, we are going to take a break, and we will be right back.
Have you heard of Hyperdirectory? When looking for local businesses, go to hyper.directory. No need for www, no need for .com, just hyper.directory. Connecting customers to local companies when it matters most. Hyperdirectory is your local business directory partnered with the Ocala Chamber and Economic Partnership to bring you trusted local businesses. Keeping Ocala local. Use hyper.directory. No www, not even .com, just hyper.directory. Connecting customers to businesses when it matters most.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Keep this tip in mind. Alcohol does not make you a better conversationalist. Lie on the floor and look at your belly. When you lie down, gravity is going to push the surface flab to one side. What's left protruding on top is the scale.